Vintage Cube pack without power. I think there are 3 reasonable cards to take here. Demonic Tutor, Dark Depths, or one of these mana dorks, probably Devoted Druid. I think these are the picks that lead you hard in a direction. I'm gonna take Demonic Tutor. It is incredibly good in some decks, and it's kind of whatever in other. It depends on what's the best card you can get. But if your deck is centered around a single card, it's very good. If I could wield Dark Depths, that would be nice. Then Demonic Tutor could be like the centerpiece of the deck to find me either Dark Depths or Thespian Stage or Hex Mage. But I think Demonic Tutor is a good start. Can lead me into a lot of different directions. So for example, here I could take Brain Freeze and be Storm. I don't think taking Natural Order is particularly good because it doesn't work with Demonic Tutor. I would kind of abandon everything and go into Mono Green, because I don't think a green-black deck based on Natural Order is particularly good. So we'll basically be abandoning Demonic Tutor. Grim Monolith's not a bad card. It's usually better in red decks because you want to accelerate out. So blue-red can use Grim Monolith pretty good. I think a card like Fable of the Mirrorbrick is going to be my pick here. Red-black is an archetype that has gotten better. It's gotten some good tools lately with Croxa and some very powerful cards. And I could also abandon Demonic Tutor or play it in the same deck as Demonic. Okay, so now there's Entomb. That was the card I wanted last time. And I think a card like Entomb works great with Demonic. Then you can be a Reanimator. I can be mono-black Reanimator. I can be blue-black Reanimator. I can even be black-red Reanimator. There is Faithless Looting and cards like that. So I think it's possible Glendale and the Arc, which would also be a good pick. But I think Entomb and going a little bit harder in one direction is better here. Now there is Underworld Breach. That is a combo piece with cards like Lion's Eye Diamond. But I think I can probably wield that card. First for Discovery isn't terrible in blue-black Reanimator, but it is a little expensive. Same with Makeshift Manic in some of the lower tier. But I still think First Discovery is going to be okay. And we'll see where we go from here. Now there's Hornet Queen as a Reanimator target, but as you saw last time, I think Doughty Wardwalk is just awesome. And it perfectly well in a deck that has a 10 black sources or something, so if you end up with some duels, it's better. If you end up blue-black without much mana fixing, and not so good. Packard is a card that's good in Reanimator 2, but... Ooh, and here's Liliana the Last Hope. Very flexible card, good in Reanimator because it mills you for 2, and then you can put some creatures back. Sometimes you can play it with like Putrid Imp, because then the card you're getting back is also getting played. I think it's the best card here. There are 2 Reanimator targets, Trustron and Coma, but I can probably wield one of them. Okay. Darkslick Shores if we want to go blue-black Reanimator. Hullbreaker Horror as a Reanimator target. It's not bad. Consider is also solid in blue-black. I think that the mana fixing is going to be the card, but Darkslick Shores is pretty solid. Spellseeker is a card I really like when I have Entomb and Demonic Tutor, so it can get me 2 of my best cards in my deck. And it's also a creature to get back with Liliana of the Last Hope. Corpse Dance is a card that's nice in some Reanimators, but not so good here. Bloodtide Harvester. I mean, if I were to abandon blue and end up black-red Reanimator, I could see Bloodhead Harvester being okay, because it creates a blood so you can loot away something. And it's not like there is anything good in this pack anyway. Alright, Damn. That's a pretty mediocre removal. Brain Freeze if I want to go the Storm direction. Or Ravenous Chupacabra. I think Ravenous Chupacabra could be okay. And the Scarab God is not bad, better than Dismember. And Ophiomancer or Makeshift Mannequin. I think Mannequin can be playable. I mean, and Packrat. So I think the Reanimator package is open here. I didn't wheel any of the targets. I have to decide which color. So red gives me Fable and Bloodhead Harvester. Blue gives me Spellseeker and Thirst for Discovery. And also the ability to hardcast Scarab God. Right, what do we got here? Snuff Out. So there is Massacre Worm is an okay Reanimator target. That is also not completely unreasonable to hardcast. There's also Creeping Tar Pit and Prismatic Vista as fixing. Imperial Recruiter doesn't do too much. Doesn't even get me Voidwalker. It's also Gitaxian Probe. I think I'm going to take Massacre Worm. Again, when you play against mono green, mono red, mono white, this is a pretty awesome Reanimator target. And it's pretty close to being able to reanimate, to being hardcast too. Alright, we have Mox Diamond, which unfortunately you can only discard land, so it doesn't even work that good with Reanimator. Volcanic Island if I were to splash Fable, which, I mean, if I end up with some fetch lands, could be a thing. Ona's Prowler, pretty mediocre enabler. I think I'm gonna take Volcanic Island. It also open up the door if I get the usual, if I get Bloodstained Mire, then Bloodstained Mire becomes a blue-black duel. And card like Fable is pretty good to splash. So now Iona, good Reanimator target, but it's only good to reanimate. And so far I only have Mannequin. I think I can take Badlands. This just solidifies my splash of Fable. I'm not gonna splash Bloodtide Harvest, but I think Fable of the Mirrorbrick is a good card to splash. And now with this many duels, it's gonna be good. Ooh, Shieldred I like. It's just really solid card, whether you hardcast it or reanimate it. And if I end up with Wheel of Fortune, it's a pretty good combo with that. The Dark Depths ship has sailed. And Baleful Strix is good, but a little bit more fair. Oh, so now there is Archon, one of the best Reanimator targets. Ashok, just a solid card, or Necromancy. This is tough. I think it's between Necromancy and Archon. Archon is one of the best targets, but I really need Reanimator cards. So I'm gonna take Necromancy. Hope to wheel Archon. Oh, and Underground Seas, Sanders Lounge. Lurus. Sanders Lounge gives me everything I need. It's a tri-land, so I think it's better than Underground Sea, especially when I don't have any fetch lands. So I'm gonna take the perfect tri-land here, and now the splash of Fable is just locked in. Ooh, Grave Titan, great card to hardcast or reanimate, so works out pretty good. Bolas' Citadel is a card that you can play with Tinker, but I don't even have any artifacts to sacrifice to Tinker. Maybe Fable can give me a treasure, so I think just Grave Titan. Ooh, Griselbrand, one of the best, and Lionside Diamond. Here's the thing, though, right now Lionside Diamond doesn't even do anything in my deck. I don't have Unburial Rites or any Storm combos, or Shallow Grave and stuff like that, so I'm just gonna take Griselbrand, and now I'm very happy I didn't take I'm really happy I didn't take Archon of Cruelty, because now I have a lot of the things that I need. Creeping Tar Pit, don't really need too much more mana fixing. Gitaxian Probe is nice, you can get it with Spellseeker, means you're playing a 39 card deck. And it's also nice with Shieldred. I still don't want Ona's Prowler. Bloodchief's First is not completely unplayable. Let's do the Lich. Paid for 6 wheel, very nice. Yes, that's a card you can sacrifice to Tinker. Yeah, so what do I want? I want Reanimate, Exhume, Power, Jace the Rinse Prodigy. Animate Dead. But this was the huge card I was missing last draft. And I wish I had some more neighbors too. So I said yes. I also want Liliana of the Veil. I could probably splash Fateless Looting with Badlands, Volcanic, Thunder Slash. I would like to pick up a fetch land that's in the Grixis colors, which just enable me to fetch all 3 lands. So, especially if it's a red. So I could even play like Wooded Foothills here. Ooh, Lur's Wheel. That's. I mean, I'm not gonna play Lur's, I don't think, but it's kind of interesting that it goes so late. So here's Shard of Course or Bloodstained Mire. Bloodstained Mire just being a great enabler for all my lands. Shard of Course puts cards in my graveyard. I think I'm gonna take Blood. It's also Smuggler's Copter, but I don't have that many cards to crew it with. I mean, I have some, but I think Bloodstained Mire just ties the room together, makes my mana awesome, fixes all my 3 colors. Can even get me, don't even have to get a tapped land, I can get either Volcanic or Badlands. Or Sander's Lounge if I don't need a mana right away. Shallow Grave, huh? That is a card that can work pretty nice with Griselbrand, Grave Titan or Massacre Worm. Problem with the card is that I have some cards that can mess up with it, so if I end up with some of these small creatures in my graveyard on top of Griselbrand, it's not that good. So it works with Entombed, works with First of Discovery if I have 5 mana, works with Packrat if I have 5 mana. Honestly, doesn't look awesome here. And I passed Lionside Diamond. Grief is a fine card, just to make room. You can, sadly, when you evoke it, exiles it. I'm gonna take Shallow Grave here just for the potential. Ooh, Animate Dead, awesome. It's an easy card here. And call like Misty Rainforest's Fine Wheel would give me a blue-red land, but yeah, Animate Dead. Yawgmoth's Will. Sagot Triumph. I mean, Yawgmoth's Will is not going to be good here, unfortunately. Sagot Triumph is a dual, but it's not great. I don't really need it. Omna's pretty bad Reanimator target. I guess I'll take the Triumph. I'm not sure I'm going to play it. Emry. And Blightsteel with Shadowgrave. Emry. Problem with Emry is that I don't have too many artifacts. There's Baleful Strix and the Treasure from Fable. Steel Seraph, Baral. Braids. Could be okay, but I don't know. I guess I'll take Emry. Espion Stage. Fateless Looting. I think my mana is good enough so I can play Fateless Looting. It's pretty good here. It works with Shallow Grave. And I have Sandus Non-Volcanic, Badlands, and Fetchland. So I have 4 cards that make red. Oh, Exhume. Awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. And Frantic Search is very nice too. You don't really carry down a card if you can put some of these bangers into the library. Vicious Stowaway. So, yeah. Doesn't work with Shallow Grave, unfortunately. Did Wield Grief. I think I'm gonna remove Shallow Grave. I don't really think I need it anymore. I have Exhume, Animate Dead, Necromancy, and Mannequin. It's not. I don't really need anything more. Super Cowboy can go, and Grief I think is just a better card. Hume, I don't think my mana is good enough. Maybe should have taken Croxa, but I don't think Croxa is particularly good. Someone's getting all the Dark Depths cards, but it is what it is. I think this is a 17 land deck. If I get a little flooded, I have a lot of ways to get rid of lands with Fateless Looting, Fable, Thirst, Frantic Search, Stowaway. I have a lot of ways to get rid of excess lands, so I think that it's more safer to not be greedy and play 16 lands here. I don't think I need to play any mountains with 4 red sources. And I think I can go something like this. I think my mana is decent here. See if round 1. Alright, this is a nice hand. Question is, I could fetch for a blue land, Volcanic, and play Stowaway, or I could play Sanders Lounge, turn 1. Ignoble Hierarch. Okay. But I don't... Yeah, I'm gonna play the cycling land here because I have so much going on, so... But my opponent might be... Oh no, my opponent just cycled that land, that's pretty good for me. I think I'm going to not play the fetch land just yet. I kind of want to draw lands. At least one more. Although, if this survives, then I have my mana. Could almost reach. Alright. So, if my opponent can go over the top with like a Crater Hoof Behemoth, I could easily lose, but if my opponent doesn't have something like that, this hand is very good. Well, Packrat's probably getting discarded here, but we shall see. Dolphy Voidwalker. Yeah, I'm gonna get rid of Packrat, and then I'm going to play Fable. And then next turn, I have my choice of Shieldred or Scarab God, cracking the treasure. Opponent is on all the colors. Plays Primeval Titan. Okay, so this was for a little bit of what I was afraid of. Opponent's going over the top here. But oh, my opponent has Dark Depths. Okay. I'm gonna get rid of, I think, Grave Titans. I think maybe Scarab God is a little too slow here. Get rid of the fetch land and Scarab God. That drew Grief, which I could play here. Let's. I think Shieldred is nice here because it gains me 2 life here when I loot and can block Primeval too. Discard, ooh, Makeshift Mannequin. That probably means I'm gonna discard Grave Titan then. Because now I'm going up over 20, so Dark Depths doesn't kill me in one shot. Because I presume my opponent has Thespian Stage in hand, otherwise would have gotten it with Primeval. Nice. Going to get 2 more triggers here with Primeval, and there's Thespian Stage as I expected. And I have to block here. I'm gonna double block so I don't take any damage. And I do lose my Goblin, but I don't think I want to take 2 damage here going down to 20 so that Mark Log kills me in one shot. Because right now I don't have an answer to Mark Log. Not sure I have many answers in my deck, but oh, I took 4 damage, so I guess I'm dead anyway. Alright. Yeah, so I can animate dead something, but nothing deals with alright. Wanted some sort of 4-color artifact, 4-color Dark Depths Brew. I'm not sure what I can do here. Maybe ship a card, but it's a fine card to get rid of like a Primeval. It doesn't deal with Mort Lager for a lot of reasons. Maybe it's... yeah, no, I think this is okay. I'm gonna keep this because of the Tax and Probe, and if I draw another land I have Baleful, and then Frantic Search can reanimate something, so I'm gonna go ahead and probe for mana here. Draw a land, nice. So my opponent has Pest Infestation, so that could destroy Necromancer. I have to think about that. My opponent also has Mana Crypt and Reclaimer, could go ahead and also reanimate. It's in my opponent's hand, so I have to be very careful here. Play that. So what I could do next turn is Frantic Search and then Necromancy right away. So my opponent doesn't get to reanimate by themselves. But the problem is that this Pest Infestation does kill Necromancy. Okay. Here I think I want to Thin. Don't get Badlands. Then Frantic Search. Do Grief, that is kind of nice. So what I think I'll do is discard Grief and Swamp. Necromancer, then I can take Pest Infestation, and I can Mannequin next turn maybe. Yeah, so I can take Pest Infestation now. I mean, I can just play Shieldred next turn. And Shieldred is pretty good against Mana Crypt. Or Sylvan, I should say, because my opponent takes a lot of extra damage if you want to use Sylvan. Because you're actually drawing the cards. My opponent could regrowth Pest Infestation, I guess, but that's pretty slow. And at that point I could also Mannequin Grief. But there's Dark Depths, okay, so my opponent could make a Mark Logger this turn. It was brutal. At least Baleful Strix can block Mark Logger for 1 turn. I mean, it's not gonna kill it, but I can jump for 1 turn. Unless my opponent Pest Infestation's Baleful. Okay, Exhume is right now not great. I'm just gonna play Shieldred here. I think I can attack because it has menace, so at least I'm gonna get to trade for one of the creatures. And this makes it harder for my opponent to... wait. I constantly tapped. Okay. Yeah. I forgot that. And I think my opponent forgot that too. Let's see if my opponent uses Sylvan here. It's gonna cost a lot of life. See if my opponent knows what's up. Won the flip, unfortunately. Opponent did not use Sylvan. That's the good play. Oh, my opponent did use Sylvan. That's good. Opponent goes down to 1 here. I think I'm winning this game. Because unless my opponent can get rid of Shieldred, it's gonna take 2 damage next turn. Now I'm to 1. Okay, so there's regrowth, that's fine. Can't fetch with Marsh Flats. Okay, now Pest Infestation, Baleful and Necromancy, I guess, but... oh, it's actually 1 mana short to kill both. And... this worked out nice. Shield is very good against Sylvan Library. Okay, but if I just pass the turn, my opponent's gonna die to Shieldred, right? Also, I go up to 21. I can Exhume here. Draw a card, gain 2 more life. Ooh, Massacre. Then I play Stow. I'm not gonna attack because I don't want to kill the pests. Alright? So now I can just let my opponent die in the draw step. Nice. Alright, so I don't know if I played that great, but do I want Chupacabra? It does deal with the Reclaimer, that's a little annoying. Maybe it's better than Packrat. Packrat is so slow. And I mean, the Packrat token is not gonna get the job done here. Oh, this hand is awkward. Got 6 lands on Liliana. I'm gonna ship it. Oh, this is better. I don't have black mana, but... and, yeah. I'm gonna keep this and put... and I guess my hand doesn't do anything without black mana, so I might as well just put an island on the bottom. Be a little greedy. The reason is that 3rd island only works if I draw first for Discovery or Frantic Search. Whereas all these cards are useful. I'm gonna wait a little to grief. I could grief at some point, but I kind of want to do it the turn I go off. So now if I draw a black source, I do have Entomb into Exhume. There we go. Okay, so now the problem with griefing is if I hit a creature, my opponent's gonna get it back with Exhume, but maybe that's fine. 3 mana, Knight, that's fine. Okay, so now gonna Entomb for Griselbrand, I think. Yeah. Then I can I'm gonna play around days, I think. Do I? Yeah. Pay 7 life and going to exile guess mannequin. I have so much reanimate so that I don't need it. Showdown, regrowth, Glenelender, Archmage. Does my opponent have red? I mean, it has with Knight, I guess. Big Showdown is the card I lose to here, if I lose at all. I'm gonna discard Scarab God and Womp. Okay, so my opponent has Takenuma, Regrowth, Glenelender, Archmage. Glenelender, Archmage can block Griselbrand, but blocking Griselbrand is not the absolute best because I still gain 7 life. And I mean, my opponent does have access to... Ooh, Shieldred plus Griselbrand, by the way. Start by attacking here. I could Necromancy Glenelender and Archmage with trigger on the stack, but I don't think that does it very good much because... Okay, let's see here, so I can looting and then necromancy. The problem is of course that my opponent just counters it with Glenelender. But what I can do is play Dolphin Voidwalker, which stops Glenelender from persisting at least. And I don't need to rush things here. Martlag is still a lot of ways away. And I can just pass here. I don't need to draw any cards. I can do that during my opponent's turn. Also nice is that Dolphin Voidwalker prevents Knight from growing further. But my thinking process is that Martlag can come down next turn, but Griselbrand does mean let's see. So I'm gonna take my draw step. Fable. And I'm gonna play Shieldred, which is a good combo with Griselbrand. Okay. Now I have a lot of cushion, because even though my opponent gets a 20-20, I do have Griselbrand to block with. I don't need Griselbrand anymore. Okay, let's see here. Don't have any untapped red sources, unfortunately. I attack with Dolphin Voidwalker here. I think next turn I can reanimate some things. And I'm gonna be able to power through Glenelender or Archmage, especially if Dolphin Voidwalker stays in play, you know? Because then my opponent only gets to counter 1 card. Okay, so my opponent gets a 20-20, but if I can block with Griselbrand and go up to 34, let's discard Hardcast Massacre maybe. Able is too slow. I Yeah, seems good. Opponent takes 2 here. Takenuma. Opponent has regrowth, but that's not good enough here. I'm just gonna block with Griselbrand. I don't really need it anymore. So if I draw 7 cards here, I go down to 7. I'm a little bit at risk of deck, but still, I don't think. I want to gain all this life. So now I'm go up to 41, and my opponent needs to find a way to deck me to win, I think. So next time what I could do is cast an on-creature spell, see if my opponent counters it with Glenelyn Archmage. And then I can get Glenelyn into play with my Dorothy Voidwalker. Although if I then sacrifice, my opponent gets it back. Okay, let's see here. So I'm gonna probe for life. It actually doesn't cost me any life because of Shieldred. See what's up. Opponent has Kogla and Regrowth. Okay. Then I can animate dead Massacre Worm. Opponent's gonna counter it with Glenelyn Archmage, but then I can just Necromancy Massacre Worm, and that should be game. I guess Massacre Worm doesn't trigger when I have Dorothy Voidwalker in play, but I can change that. So let's play Glenelyn Archmage. So now I'm gonna get the triggers from Massacre Worm. It's gonna be alright, that's game. Pretty good hand here. Fatal losing turn 1, Demonic Tutor for maybe Griselbrand turn 2, and then flashback, and then cast Frantic Search and get to Reanimate Griselbrand. Still gonna play Fate as in turn 1 because I could just hit on a Reanimator target right now, and then I did. That's fine. I think I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of Stowaway and Fable. I mean, it pains me, but this way my path is clear. Demonic for Griselbrand turn 2, Frantic Search, put Griselbrand into play turn 3 if everything goes according to plan. If I'm playing as mono red or mono green, there isn't much that can stop me. Okay, so Demonic for... I could also get Massacre, I suppose. But I think that if I get Griselbrand, then I'm gonna probably just be able to get like a Massacre to play some other way, because I'm gonna draw so many cards. So, because if I get Massacre Worm into play next turn, it's pretty good, but it may not be enough if my opponent just plays more stuff. Okay, so Uro, pretty good against XU. My opponent gets to get a free card, but still don't think it's gonna be better than Griselbrand. But it is a thing. Okay. 2 lands, gonna put Griselbrand and Swamp. Hope there is no spell pierce here. see. Or Force of Will, I suppose. Don't get another trigger of Euro, which is annoying, but what are you gonna do? I mean, it's not like Massacre would have done that much either here. Do this now. Okay. Go ahead and get rid of some lands here. Don't need to put Scarab God in my graveyard because I don't have any Reanimator card. I do have Liliana of the Last Hope that can kill Llanowar Elves, and hopefully I can get to attack with Grixis, but this has not been the most straightforward. Of rearranging my plans and the fact that I didn't draw that much is still gonna be a hard game. Bones also at 26. But we shall see. Here's where I much rather would have played against straight up mono green, I think. Blue makes things much harder. Counter spells and more interactive cards. Cards like Oko, for example. Okoing my Grixis would be unfortunate. I could draw cards in response, so I mean I can easily go down to 6 here. Just that I don't really need to draw cards right now, I can wait to my turn. Or if my opponent does something to my Grixis. We shall see. This Cradle could end up being pretty explosive too. Pause here. Okay, so my opponent casts Opposition. That's gonna lock down my Grixis. I don't have any counter spells, so there's no point in me drawing cards in response. But good news though is that I could potentially. So I think I can draw 7 cards here. Go down to 6. So I drew Massacre Worm and I drew Animate Dead. Let's Badlands and cast Liliana. Yep. And we can. Wait! I misclicked. Oh man! I misclicked. God. Oh well. Okay. Grave Titan is at its best here. All right. Well, that was bad. All right, I'm going to concede. I don't think I'm winning this game. But gonna, yeah. I was just so frustrated about that Liliana play. Oh well. I still like Grief over Chupacabra because Grief can take opposition, for example. Okay, I am lacking black mana, but if I draw any land I can cast Fable, and that gives me black mana. Okay, still think I'm gonna chill with Grief for a turn. But I'll probably get rid of Packrat. Right, pay for life here. It shows Survival, Elder Guard, Force of Will, Counterspell. Okay. Don't really care too much about Force of Will, but I'm gonna lead with Fable, see if my opponent counters it. No. Then I'm gonna Grief. Oh, so my opponent I get to take Elder Gargoyle, and then my opponent doesn't have much. Does have Survivor with no creatures, and still has Force of Will and Counterspell, but can't currently cast Counterspell. That was surprising. I thought my opponent's gonna Force of Will my Grief, and then, well, now my opponent can cast Counterspell. Survival doesn't do much right now, but gonna attack for 4 here, I think. Yeah, good play. So what I can do is I can at some point try to Mannequin Grief if my opponent taps low. No? Okay, I'm gonna get rid of... I think I'm just gonna get rid of a land here. I think the other cards are good. I mean, I can Spell Seeker for Entomb, maybe. Okay, so let's attack here. Opponent has Counterspell and Force of Will in hand. So I kind of want to not allow my opponent to use the mana now. I think I'm going to pass here and maybe Mannequin end of turn if I'm allowed to. I can get the Elder Gargoyle. Oh, it's only my grave. Never mind. Okay. Well, but the way the mana situation works is that my opponent only has 3 blue mana, which means that my opponent can't both cast Counterspell and. So I'm gonna attempt Mannequin on Grief, and then my opponent has to counter it. At which point I have free reign to do whatever I want in my turn. I have Demonic. So I think my opponent has to counter this. It would be kind of crazy not to. No? Huh. Okay. I'll take Counterspell because that's better than Force of Will here. This is a 4-3, so I think trading here is fine. And now my opponent only has Force of Will and then nothing, and I have Fable. So now I can attack. And cast Trophy Voidwalker, I think. Just a little bit of a bait. Opponent has to counter this, I think. Yep, that's okay. I'm gonna play Sanders Lounge. And next turn my Kiki is active. I'm very surprised my opponent didn't Force Will my Grief first time. But oh well. Opponent can attack me here if no. Okay, so let's see here. So I'm thinking I'll start with Spell Seeker. Maybe I can copy that. But at the very least, I'm getting Tomb. Then I can copy Spellseeker. Exhume right now is not looking too hot. I'm gonna just get looting. Because Exhume means my opponent gets Elder Gargoyle back. That's not very good. But I can entomb end of turn. Then I can demonic for like some Reanimator card. Gas Cradle. Okay, Sword of Body and Mind. Uh-oh. That is scary. Now I gets to mill me for 10. So I guess I don't have to cast Entomb right now. But I do have red creatures in play, so it's not like I'm gonna get milled too much more. Next time I can just stay back with my treasure. But I do get milled here for... Does make Demonic Tutor worse. Lost Animate Dead, but I didn't lose Necromancy, so I think we should be good here. So now I can Demonic for some Necromancy action. And then I can Necromancy Massacre Worm, I think is best here. Does kill my opponent's mana dorks, and it's a black blocker. So now I can even attack with my Goblin Shaman. It's pretty safe because I don't really see how my opponent's gonna get rid of everything here. And after it's worse, I can jump up with Kiki. Should be game. Alright, so my opponent is some sort of green ramp deck with some blue cards in there. Which means that I still think Grief is great. Yeah, let's run it. Alright, this hand is... What I could do with this hand is go up to 8 cards, discard Griselbrand and get it into play. But we shall see, I don't really need to do that right now. I can wait to see how the hand develops. But this hand has so much potential that I can't ship it. There's black mana. I think I'm gonna play Island and Probe. Baleful Strix. One has Bribery. And Craterhoof in hand. And Mana Leak. Very reactive hand. So Mana Leak is a thing. I'm gonna go ahead and cast Baleful Strix here. If no one wants to Mana Leak it, it's fine. I can then maybe reanimate it. Okay. Forest, okay. Does not play the sword because wanna Mana Leak here. I think I'm gonna cast Liliana as a bait. See if my opponent wants to counter it. Sure. So the best thing my opponent can get in play is probably Massacre Worm. But that's a card I can pretty easily beat, I think. 3 mana. 2 mana. I'm playing the sword here. Plays land. Has Craterhoof, sword, bribery into unknown cards. Does not play the sword for some reason. Alright, I guess I don't really have much going on here. But pretty soon I'm gonna get to be able to hardcast Grave Titan. Okay, I see. First for Discover. Hopefully my opponent puts a creature in the graveyard so I can animate dead. Because I'm a little bit trouble here. If my opponent goes Bribery for Massacre Worm. Okay, my opponent discards Craterhoof first. I mean, Craterhoof is a card that's... Okay, let's see. I'm gonna go ahead and get Sanders Lounge, I think. Yeah, so... Could also be... My opponent could, I think my opponent's gonna take... Massacre Worm, but could also be Grief if my opponent is a little scared here. I can animate that Craterhoof, which is not gonna do much, but at least it gives me a card in play. And it makes Exhume do more. I could also animate Dead Baleful. The problem with that play is that my opponent takes Grief. Okay, that's much less scary for me because my hand is pretty redundant. I have 2 Reanimator cards and I have 2 big creatures, so opponent takes Animate Dead. Okay, that's pretty good because now I drew a perfect card, by the way. So I can now Frantic Search, discard Griselbrand, and Swarm. 1, 2, 3. So the question is, do I want to exhume something other than Griselbrand? I can get anything into play. I don't think so. Exhuming here means my opponent gets to put Craterhoof into play, but that's just a 5/5. Opponent could also have drawn Force of Will, of course, but what are you gonna do? Here I think I pass. And see what develops here. Opposition, that's unfortunate, but my opponent doesn't have too many creatures in play. Okay. I can pay life in response here. See if I hit an instant. I did hit Makeshift Mannequin. But I would have to entomb for that. Let's entomb in response, I think. For the problem with Makeshift Mannequin is that it gets immediately targeted with opposition, so I guess put an island in the graveyard then. Okay, so now there's Massacre Worm. Let's go ahead and play Pack Rat, I think. So, yeah. Then discard Massacre Worm so I can reanimate it. And probably attack here. The reason to do it now is so that my opponent cannot... I don't have to discard. Comb. Okay, things are getting a little more awkward now. But we shall see. get to tap down 4 things. I'm going to tap that for mana. So I can use Pack Rat or I can Mannequin a Massacre Worm. Use Pack Rat for now. Let's go in Grave Titan so I can maybe Mannequin that instead. That is nice. So let's go to combat here, see what if my opponent taps. Opponent's gonna definitely tap down Griselbrand. Yep. Baleful, that's weird. Okay. Let's just pass the turn here. Yeah, sure. Let's Mannequin with. Let's allow that to come into play. And then Mannequin Massacre Worm. Kill both my opponent's low toughness cards. And Massacre Worm should stop me from dying this turn if my opponent taps down things. So now this is a 4/4/3/3/1/1/1/1, so I don't think I'm dead. Uro is annoying. Yes, you could have tapped before Uro dies, but depends. Maybe my opponent's not even looking to attack here. Okay. I still have okay. Start by Fateless Looting. Scarab God is not terrible here. I'm gonna discard my 2 lands. Play Scarab God. And stow away. And now the Scarab God can reanimate 1 thing, maybe 2 if I draw lands. And one of them could be Massacre Worm. But I might just be dead here, I haven't really counted. I'm probably dead though. Oh well, I guess the coma plus opposition was too much. Yeah, I'm probably dead here. I will see you next time.